I was still on the graduation stage when my phone buzzed in my pocket. While another name echoed, I glanced at my screen. "You're not even a real doctor." My uncle had written it under the photo my advisor posted of me in my gown. Before I could absorb it, another notification appeared. My parents and my younger sister Lily stood on a white cliff above blue water, sunglasses on, champagne in hand. Caption: "Nothing better than family time." The camera in the hall swept across rows of cheering families. The row reserved for my family stayed perfectly, painfully empty. I wasn't shocked. Growing up, my mother, Carla, never used the word favorite, but she didn't need to. When guests came, she tied on her floral apron and reached for Lily. "Lily is my beautiful girl," she'd say, turning my sister toward the light. "And Emma, me, she's the smart one. It evens out." My father, Stephen, always nodded. Lily got planned parties, new recital dresses, and the spotlight with visiting relatives. I got clearance clothes. I fixed myself and instructions to help in the kitchen. In high school, when I got into a competitive science program, my mother just said it was nice and reminded me to congratulate Lily on her prom invite. My father said, "Keep working hard. It'll pay off for all of us someday." I didn't yet understand how literally he meant that. College became medical school, then residency. While classmates took trips, I slept in call rooms and lived on coffee. I also started sending money home. First it was the heating bill, just until Friday. Then a roof repair that couldn't wait. Then Lily's emergency dental work. Then a down payment on a car my father had to have. "Thanks, honey," my mother would say, already moving on. My father joked, "We've got our own doctor now. She'll keep us comfortable when we retire." Lily sent hearts when she wanted something, and a thanks when it landed. When the email about my graduation arrived, I decided to give them one last chance. No fights, no history, just one day where they could show up for me. I bought 3 business class tickets to the city where the ceremony would be held. $14,000 vanished from my account. "You fly out on the 4th, I told them. "Ceremony on the 6th. Dinner after. They're reading my name early, please don't be late." My mother complained about her back. My father muttered about legroom. Lily asked if she could bring her boyfriend. I paid anyway and sent their itineraries. On the day itself, I kept glancing at the row marked reserved for family, inventing delays to explain the emptiness. The truth was on my phone. A message from Lily, 3 hours before they were supposed to board. "We're not going to make it. Something came up. Love you." Scrolling further, I found the cliffside photo, my parents in white and linen, Lily in sunglasses, the sea behind them. Caption: "Dream trip with my favorites. Family time is the best time." Under it, my uncle's comment, "You're not even a real doctor." The next morning, in my small kitchen, my gown slumped over a chair, I opened my laptop. I clicked into a folder I'd started months earlier. Family expenses, heating, roof repair, car trouble, Lily's teeth. Transfers labeled "just this once." I opened each one and watched the dates line up with spa weekends, new watches, and beach photos. My phone started buzzing. Calls from Mom, then Dad, then Lily, followed by voicemails. I listened. First, Carla's soft voice. "Sweetheart, the trip was once in a lifetime. We knew you'd understand. You're so independent. Delete." Then sharper, "You're overreacting. You don't know how hard things have been for us. You should be grateful we raised you." Delete. Then the bare truth, "You didn't even go to a real medical school, Emma. This isn't some top place. Stop acting like you're better than everyone." That one I saved. Scrolling, I saw a voice memo recorded the day I'd bought their tickets. My own voice came first, listing their flights. My mother's reply, "That's a lot of money, honey. Are you sure?" My father laughed. "Let the girl do it. She's a doctor. It's our turn to relax." Lily's voice cut in. "If she's even a real doctor." "Kidding. Kind of." More laughter. Then my father again, lower. "She honestly thinks we're going to show up. Poor kid. She doesn't realize she's basically our retirement plan." I sat very still. Anger didn't explode, it focused. I opened a new document and listed every account, bill, and obligation with my name on it. Lily's apartment lease, the utilities, the credit card my parents used, the loan I'd co-signed. Then I called my lawyer, Morgan. "I won out," I said. "From everything I legally can." By noon, we drafted notices shifting responsibility for every account back to its user and asserting my rights to the apartment everyone called Lily's place. That afternoon, I made one more thing, a short slide deck, the empty family row at my ceremony. screenshots of my payments next to their trips and toys, their vacation photo beside my graduation picture, me alone in my robe. My uncle's comment enlarged, a waveform image for the audio. I booked a private room at a restaurant they love to brag about, paid the deposit, and sent a group text. Dinner Saturday at 7. I have news. They arrived on time. Carla walked in first, arms wide. "There's our doctor," she said. Stephen followed, patting my shoulder. Lily drifted in last, phone in hand. "We should celebrate," my mother said as she sat. "Your ceremony looked beautiful online. Shame about the seats. Something must have gotten mixed up." I picked up the remote. The lights dimmed. The first slide filled the wall, empty chairs labeled "reserved for family." "What is this?" my father asked. "The truth," I said. I clicked through the slides, the money, the matching dates, their cliffside vacation beside my solitary photo, my uncle's words big enough that no one could pretend to misread them. Then I pressed play on the audio. Their own voices echoed around the room. My mother's concern, Lily's dig, my father's line about me being their retirement plan. When it ended, no one moved. "I didn't invite you here to argue," I said. "I invited you to tell you this ends now." I put a folder on the table. "These end every account in my name that you've been using. The apartment you call Lily's? It's legally mine. The lease now says so. You'll need to move." "You can't just do this," Stephen snapped. "I already did," I said. "I'm not your plan anymore." The door opened. Dr. Patel, my attending, stepped in. "For the record," he said, looking around the table, "Emma is a real doctor. She doesn't owe anyone here proof or money." He left. The door clicked shut. No one touched the food. The projector hummed. For once, their silence wasn't mine to carry. I stood, pushed my chair back, and picked up my bag. "Dinner's paid for," I said. "That's the last bill with my name on it." The apartment I moved into a month later was small but mine. No emergency calls flashed across my screen. No last-minute crises appeared in my bank account. Most mornings I listened to the quiet. In my spare time, I started a podcast, Real Doc, Real Life, about the parts of medicine no one advertises. I didn't mention my family. I talked about boundaries, burnout, and how love without respect is just obligation with nicer wording. When the first ad revenue arrived, it made me laugh. $14,000. The exact cost of the tickets they'd never used. I sent every cent to a scholarship fund in my grandfather's name, the only person who ever made me feel like I deserved a place at the table just by sitting down. One afternoon, I found an envelope in my mailbox, no return address. Inside was a cheap card with 2 words in my mother's handwriting. "We miss you." I read it once and dropped it into the trash. The quiet in my life now doesn't feel empty, it feels chosen. Boundaries, it turns out, are a door, and this time I walked through and didn't look back.